Okay guys, this is really interesting. I'm at a Mariamma temple in Howell Road in Suva. Now this, we've been given exclusive permission to have a look. Well, I mean, visitors can come and be given a tour. So it's nothing really especially exclusive about it. But anyway, this young Pandit, this young priest,
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram, he is from India, from Chennai. And he is a Pandit, a priest, a young priest. There is another priest who is also from India. He's in his quarters, but this young priest is going to give us a tour of this really colourful, absolutely extraordinarily beautiful temple, the Mariamma temple, which is typical of South India. This gentleman is going to give us a tour of this really incredibly beautiful temple now, and hopefully there's a bit of a language barrier here, so we're going to have to, try and work our way through this. But anyway, here we are. We're at the temple, and Pandit, where are we standing right now? What area is this here? This is the people who come and worship. They come here.
Yeah.
They stand here.
Mahamandapam.
Okay.
It's the Mahamandapam.
Okay. And they go in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
inside
We can't film in there, can we?
Yeah, you can't no go it.
Okay. No.
You
Okay.
could take the painting.
Oh, okay.
The Hindu Sava is first garden.
Can I come here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hindu Sava is the Ganpati, the first heart.
Okay.
Yes, the Kartik.
Oh.
The Devane.
And who's that
The
there?
main god.
The main god is
Mata Mariammam temple.
Mariamman temple.
Yeah, Mariamman.
And that's the Mariamman.
Yeah, that is the
Mariamma.
Yeah.
Mariamma. Okay. Wow.
Do some just pray.
Okay.
Mata every important.
Okay. So I don't know if you got a lot of that, but that over there is the main. Can I go up to the front? Over here is okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Just here? Okay. So that there is the Mariamma goddess.
Yeah, god.
Okay, so that is the Mariamma, the chief god that is worshipped in this temple, in this Mariamma temple. So the temple is named after Mariamma.
Yeah, 100 years the people Fiji coming there.
Yes.
Stop on doing.
So that is 100 years old.
Yeah,
That is from.
yeah, India to the olden time.
Oh, they.
These people bring.
Oh, okay. So that Mariamma was brought in the early years of indentured labour. When Indians were brought as indentured labourers from India to Fiji, so that was brought in the early 1900s?
Yeah, maybe that so long period.
Okay, so it's over 100 years old.
Yeah, 1800 years.
Amazing.
So power.
Yeah.
The biggest second after Mata temple, the biggest temple.
Which is in Nandi.
Temple only Subramania wise, biggest temple.
Is in Nandi.
Devi Maya wise, the biggest temple.
So this is the second biggest temple.
Yeah,
Okay.
Devi wise comparing the biggest temple.
Okay.
Kartik Swami wise, the 91 biggest temple.
Okay.
South Pacific wise, the very highest Pyroki puja.
Okay.
Everybody in the Pyroki.
This is beautiful. I love all this. The colours are just dazzling. Look at the ceiling. Look at that ceiling. Look at that. Perhaps I should wipe that screen, sorry. Look at that ceiling. Look at that ceiling. And so that's the Mariamma, the main goddess. And so this is the Holy of Holies. Now we're not allowed to go any further. It says no entry there. So that area is very sacred and we can't go any further. But we'll look at other aspects of this temple. Which. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Suji. Yeah, every day public coming, just water, everything offering.
Okay, they offer water there or milk?
No, water, milk, both.
Okay, they offer water, milk. This is a lingam.
Yeah, milk.
This is a lingam. That much I know. So they. Oh, the water's coming now. Okay, we had an issue with the water earlier. They fixed the pipe. And the good Pandit, the young priest was here to fix the pipe, and I saw him actually working on the pipe, which is why we couldn't have vlogged sooner. But there we go. The water is now running, and that is Nag, the Nag, which is the snake, and the Nag is depositing water on the The lingam. The lingam is like the spirit of, is the source of life, isn't it? The lingam is the source of, the lingam is like the source of life. I'm using my own knowledge of Hinduism here, but isn't that just, wow.
Yeah, you take it, yeah.
Okay, so we have,
Suva, Parvati, Kanpati, Kartik.
okay, these are all the gods and goddesses. Huh? That's Ganesh.
Yeah, this is Kartik.
Kartik.
Yeah, in the temple.
Okay.
In the main card.
Okay. So you've got, okay.
You can
Peacock.
Yeah, peacock. This is the Kartik Swami using vehicle.
The
Shivji using this Rishabha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's one on guard, one on
And what's this here?
this Musi.
Moose. Oh, okay. That's a mouse.
Yeah,
Okay.
There's Devi.
Okay, that's Devi.
Shulin.
Okay, wow. And these are sadhus.
Yeah, Shadush.
The sadhus are holy men in India, and they are worshipping, they are praying around the lingam.
You can take a look.
Okay. So I have a look around myself?
Yeah, you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, I think there's a bit of a language barrier, but I'll take you on a tour of the temple. It's really about the colours and the gods and the goddesses that you see. And the most important one was the one we saw earlier, which was the Mariamma. Now, there is another Mariamma temple in Nosori, but this is the second biggest in Fiji, although that Mariamma, that goddess we saw in the temple earlier, is more important. I think I've got it right. I think that Mariamma, that goddess that we saw, there's water that's coming off the roof here. It was raining quite heavily earlier. And look at the way I'm dressed. I'm dressed for the part here in this temple. I arrived here in shorts, so I had to wear this what they call I forget what they call it in Hindi, but it's like a Sulu, as they call it in Fijian. Anyway, so here we are. I'm dazzled by the colours. They work so well in a tropical country like Fiji, and this is another one of those extraordinary smaller temples. And so you go in here and you see the array of gods and goddesses, and this is, from what I can tell, this is just mainly goddesses, although there is Ganesh there, but maybe that's a male god. Anyway, so you've got, this is it will come back to me later, but you've got, these are all female goddesses, and I'm tripping slightly on my sarong or Sulu, whatever it's called, and these are some of the other colourful gods and goddesses we've got in this temple. And look at this over here. Look at that. Isn't that just dazzling for its beauty? Colours are just absolutely breathtaking. The colours are just so exquisite, and they have this, they shimmer when the sun comes out. They shimmer, and there's almost, there's they glow in the tropical sunlight. I feel as if I'm hobbled slightly by this sarong. So we've got more here, and okay. Now I think there was a bit of a language barrier with that young priest, which is I don't blame him. He's here as a priest, and he's English isn't his first language, so I think we're better off just looking at this ourselves. And that, by the way, that's Hanuman, the monkey god, very readily identified in the pantheon of Hindu gods. Now this one over here is a dragon, I think, and this took me by surprise when I saw it earlier. I walked around this temple earlier, and I saw this dragon, and I was a bit surprised because it's like a Chinese dragon, and you can get a closer glimpse of this majestic dragon. So there you go. That's a dragon, and you've got these. So this place is just full of these small temples and larger temples, and they've got the main temple just over there where we saw the Mariamma, and you've got these smaller temples, these side temples of various sizes. You've got this pattern in the floor, but you've got this other smaller temple, and this is the Sri Raja Kala Bhairavar. Now I don't know if that's the person to whom this temple is dedicated, or if it's the name of the god. And there it is. It's it has a string of what looks like lime around his head. Looks like lime. I think it is lime, actually. Yeah, that's lime. Oh, excuse me. So just take a look at those wonderfully wrought figures that have crowned this smaller temple. Then that over there is actually a school. It's the Suva Sangam High School. What a thing it is to go to school here and to look down from that balcony onto all this beauty. I mean, it just inspire you to academic heights, because you're taking in all this beauty, and your soul will just reach for, intellectual achievements. Maybe I'm just exaggerating, but anyway. And there is I don't know if you can quite see it, but there is another goddess on top of the roof of the school. So look at that. Look at the elephant's trunk there. Isn't that just so imaginative? The colours. Now look at all that detail. Now the other thing I wanted to mention is I spoke to another chap here. I don't think he's still around, but he was the guy who designed all this. I think I got it right. I mean, there was a bit of a language issue with him as well. He was from India, from Chennai, and what I understood was that he designed a lot of this. Now I think this temple, although it was built a couple of years ago, it's only reached fruition in terms of all this architecture, all these temples and all this colour and decoration and all these gods and goddesses. I think it's only reached fruition recently, and possibly within the last few months. So let's have a look at this dedication plate over here. Look at those colours, aren't they just breathtaking in their beauty? Now I saw this dedication plate over here. I think it's in marble actually. But anyway, it says Om Namah Shivaya, in God we trust. This temple was officially inaugurated on 23rd June 2013 by the chairman of Morris Hedstrom Carpenters Group Fiji. And yeah, that's a chap there. Sir Morgan, and Om Shanti Shanti. So that was when this temple was inaugurated, but I think all this exquisite decoration, look at that. I don't know if it's just gold paint or if it's gold leafing. I think it's gold paint. All that was, look at that. My goodness. I could just come back to this place time and time again. Yeah, so even though it was inaugurated in 2013, I think it's only recently reached a kind of culmination, reached a peak in terms of all this decoration. Look at that, look at all that up there. There's I think that's is that a dog or an animal of some sort? I'm not sure. Any comments on YouTube would be very kindly appreciated. If you could just let me know about some of the detail that I may have overlooked, or some of the information that would be relevant to what we've just witnessed. But I wanted to show you, before I sign off, I wanted to show you something else very quickly. Now, just over here, by the way, while I was waiting for that small priest, they call him the Chota Pandit, the small priest, while I was waiting for him to fix the water pipe before taking me on a tour, which probably wasn't necessary. I could have done the tour by myself, but while I was waiting for him, I got ravaged by mosquitoes. It's just been so much rain here in Suva, but here we are. We've got this chap here, and that, as it says there, is Sadhu Kupaswamy, 1890 to 1956, founding father of then India Sanmarga Ika Sangam. So I presumably he was the chap who founded this this institution in Fiji. So that's him there. There we go. That's Suva Sangam. Sangam you often associate with South Indian Hinduism, and this temple is all about South Indian Hinduism. And you can often tell, not just by the description, not just by the fact, I mean, from my own personal experience, I can tell that this is a South Indian temple by, the fact that it's a Mariamma temple and it's the Sangam temple. But the most obvious thing that sets this temple apart from other Hindu temples is its colour. The colour is what really gives it away as a South Indian temple. If you were driving past, you would instantly recognise this as a South Indian temple. And so that's it. That was a tour of the Mariamma temple in Howell Road in Suva, the second largest temple of its kind in Fiji. And I'll take you in a subsequent vlog to the largest one, the one that's on the Lonely Planet Guide to Fiji, and that temple's in Nandi. That's an exquisite temple. But this is the second largest, but it has the most important. I don't know if you can actually rank these in terms of importance, but it has one of the most important Mariamma goddesses, because that goddess that we saw at the start, where which was in that Holy of Holies, was brought over by some of the earliest Indians who were brought to Fiji as indentured labourers in the early 1900s. So that's why this one is so significant. So there you have it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Mariamma temple, all in a nutshell. Thanks for watching. Okay, just a postscript. I wanted to show you this very quickly as well. This is what I didn't show you earlier. This is the Mariamma, isn't it? There? No? Yeah. Okay, so this is the Mariamma itself. This is the goddess, the Mariamma, which is a statue in the Holy of Holies inside this temple. So that is a visual representation of the Mariamma. I kind of worked it out for myself. So, but there she is again. That's the Mariamma. That's the Mariamma there, and maybe that's a youthful. Maybe that's the Mariamma when she was a child. I'm not sure. But look at that. Look at all that. Look at that. dome, or the look at the isn't that just exquisite? You've heard me say it so many times. I just get so taken with the beauty of what I discover in Fiji. Fiji's full of surprises, but there you go. That is the Mariamma herself, and that I know isn't the Mariamma. That is a Ganesh, and that looks like a rat or a mouse. I think it's a rat actually. And there is a temple in India where they feed rats in the temple, and the rats drink the milk. That's, I think it's, if I've got it right, there is a temple in South India, or some parts of India at least, where the rats proliferate. They're welcomed and they're fed, and they're usually fed milk. And I think some of the devotees drink the same milk that the rats, and it's just fascinating how, you know, that all works. That for me is just incredibly wonderful and generous, and quite a fascinating thing to watch. But anyway, so that's the that there is, and that was done by M.A. Sri Kanandappa Pushpa. Kananda Sri Kandan Pushpa 2008. That was done in 2008. So there you go. See you later.